Good afternoon, beautiful people. Good afternoon. Hope all you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys have an awesome tomorrow. And hope you guys just have amazing lives, right? So today we're going to talk about my 21st birthday nightmare. Yep. Chances are you probably remember your 21st birthday, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent. You probably remember it. I remember mine. I remember the majority of mine. I didn't forget it. I remember. Um, So, without further ado, we'll jump into the story. But before we do that, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. All right, so let's get to it. So, on my 21st birthday, my father was still alive. I spoke to my mother. I spoke to my dad briefly. My aunt, before your birthday, before you turn 21, you tend to speak to a lot of people. So I spoke to a lot of people. I'm in my dorm, by the way. I'm at Millersville University. We're in like our second week of classes. So I'm chilling out. I never forget I had these purple Jordans on, right? Like it's nice outside. I also believe it was the first game of the season, and I couldn't play. I had to wait until the following semester to play football. So, everything is cool. Everything's chilling. There's no bad vibes. Everyone's cool. I ate. I went to the school dining area. Ate. Everyone's trying to treat me. It's my birthday. Bunch of my friends like, hey man, I'm gonna get you a drink. I don't drink, bro, so it was no point in getting me a drink. So I reiterated that to them. Most of them didn't believe me. They thought I was just saying it because I didn't want to, look away. But they quickly realized that I wasn't joking. I really don't drink at all. So anyway, I'm trying to remember how the night went. So the night comes, right? It's probably about 9 o'clock now. It's probably about, I want to say about 9 o'clock. And I was in a relationship. Yes, I was. I might have been in a relationship for maybe, at this point in time, I probably was in a relationship for probably about, I'd say about 3 weeks to a month by this point. Yeah, about 3 weeks to a month. Could have been 2 weeks, but probably 3 weeks. So I'm in a relationship with this girl. She checks in on me. Hey, how you doing? What you doing? Now, she probably should have, came out there to see me, brought me a gift or something. That's what most women that I encountered after that would have done. But that wasn't how she rocked, and that was okay. Whatever. I wasn't stressing about that. I got Madden. I got my homeboy Hayes. We could play Madden together. We could get some wings, chill, right? So that's what I like to do anyway. And my birthday was on a Friday. So it was like, I'm a guy, I don't drink, I don't party, I don't do those kinds of things. So you get me some food, a good video game to play, a couple of homies to kick it with, or if I have a girlfriend, I can kick it with her. That's how a chill day is for me, for the most part. I don't do too much in that regard anyway. So anyway, the night's going, and my girlfriend at the time, I'm gonna just call her AJ. I'm not gonna put her name out there. She texts me and says, "Hey, I'm hanging out with a couple of my girlfriends tonight. Love you." No, she didn't say love you. Hanging out with a couple of my girlfriends tonight. Hope you have an awesome birthday. I'll text you or call you back at 12. I'm not even sure if she even said that part to me, but I know she told me. But I know she told me after that like she was hanging out with her friends. It's no big deal. I'm cool. I ain't crazy about that. So everything's going good. Birthday comes, get a whole bunch of happy birthday texts. You know how it goes. Influx of a birthday text, an influx of how you doing. I'm glad that you're doing good. Proud of you being in school, etc., etc. Whole bunch of those texts. But here we are. Now it's Saturday morning. I'm officially 21 years old. And I get a text saying, OMG, you're going to hate me. Now, what do y'all think that means? Yep, you probably thinking like I am. So when she said that, I recall I responded like, oh, so you had sex with somebody else. How was it? That's exactly what I said. Oh, you had sex with somebody else. How was it? And I'm gonna let you guys know why I jumped to that conclusion anyway. And she says, I'm sorry. It was a mistake. This is my girlfriend at the time. I'm sorry. It was a mistake. I really didn't mean to do it. We were in his car. I really apologize. I'm so sorry. So on. She's apologizing. I'm sitting there like, this don't make no sense. We only been dating 3 weeks. So she's apologizing. I'm hurt. But for some odd reason, it didn't feel, well, no, I'm not going to say that. It hurt a lot. But for some reason, I'm like, why didn't I just break up with, like, I don't understand why I even stayed, because I ended up staying with her after the fact. So I don't even know why I did that, because I ended up just bringing myself more headache. But whatever, that's what happened. She's apologizing. I tell a couple of my homies about it. They're like, bro, you gotta leave. Here I go in my simping ass nature. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? Growing up, I was kind-hearted, very kind-hearted to women. Very, very. I'm gonna say overly. I was overly kind-hearted, so it was easy to take advantage of me at that time if you were a woman. It's easy. And she did that. So I got cheated on. I told my friends. My roommate at the time was Kyle Richardson. Rest in peace to Kyle. He was a ball player here at Millersville. He was a dude like, I know he had a girlfriend at the time, but all the chicks wanted him. He was 6'4", light-skinned dude with a New York accent. He was from the suburbs in New York, by the way, outside of New York probably, but everyone loved him, right, Kyle? Everyone loved him, and I had the pleasure of having him as a roommate. He's like, no, bro, you got to leave. He know the game better than I do at this point. I'm like, nah, man, I'm gonna stay. So I stayed. It didn't get better. So let me backtrack so I can fill in some holes now. So why is it that I assume that she had sex with somebody? Well, that's because before I got with her, she had a little reputation of being loose. Yep. She had the reputation of being loose and friendly. So because she had that reputation, when she texted me about something like that, and she was gone the whole night with her friends, I already kind of knew what it was in the back of my mind. So I kind of earned that. I earned that experience because I knew. And that's unfortunate, and it wasn't fair. She wasn't right for doing it, but I kind of earned that. I definitely earned it 1,000%. And I'm giving you all the backstory, because the backstory is what makes this, I think the backstory will allow you to look at me and criticize me more, because I feel like I need to be criticized for that decision to be with her. So right before we got together, I'm like, I think me and her went to high school together. And she was kind of known for being friendly in high school, but she was really attractive. So I'm like, man, maybe she was just, you know how they say, maybe she was just lost, finding herself, etc., etc. No, ain't none of that the case. That probably wasn't the case. It might have been the case, but nah, she knew what she was doing. So before we got together, I was trying to get with her. We hung out one time. We hung out a few times before that, and I wanted to make us a thing. I didn't like being single at that time, which is kind of dumb because I've been single now for 3 years now. So I guess the universe said, you're going to be single and you're going to grind now. We ain't going to let you just distract yourself. So she's like, okay, she was telling me, I'm thinking about it. Like, I really do want to date you, but I'm just thinking about it. What I ended up finding out was that she was thinking about it because the guy she wanted was the guy she cheated on me with. So I was the settlement package. I was the one she settled for. I wasn't the first pick. I probably wasn't top 5, but I was a good pick. I was handsome to her, whatever. So that's what she picked me ultimately. But that's because the other guys weren't available. They'd rather just use her for the sexual relations. So that was the L I had to take. Right. So again, this came back full circle because when I found out who she cheated on me with, because for some reason we want to ask a lot of questions. When someone cheats on you, there's no questions to ask. Get out of Dodge. If there's no kids involved, if you're not married, just get out of Dodge. No questions. Just leave. Just leave. Because you can't accidentally end up in someone's box. You can't slip and fall into that. You know, I've fallen a lot. I never fell into one of those. Never happened before. So, so that was the other part of the backstory I got. And, you know, me and her stayed together for almost 2 years. And I missed out on a lot of great women here at Millersville behind being with her. Here's where stuff gets even crazier. Later on, she's actually living with me at my place that my father, you know, was at. She ends up living there. And she starts like having her phone turned over. And she starts like talking on her phone outside the house and all kinds of stuff like that. Even one time she didn't come home one day. She didn't even come home one day. Come to find out, the guy she started talking to again was the guy she cheated on me with. So what really was happening was, again, I was a settlement plan, and she had strong feelings for this gentleman. And once I recognized that, she had got out of Dodge. What's that song? Project Pat. You can't save her. Like, don't save her. Don't. That wasn't my place to do so. So I wasted a lot of time doing that. And my 21st birthday nightmare, that was on me. I don't blame her at all. I don't. She was who she was. She is who she is. She does what she does. That's just that. So she went ahead and she did that, and that was, and looking back on it, all the warning signs were there. There was not, I had warning signs that were screaming at me. You know, it was a whole bunch of red flags, but I was playing colorblind. Yep, I ain't see red. I saw green. I saw green, a pretty face, a great body. That's what I saw. So that's what I get. That's what I get. And that's a lesson that you have to learn. If you are not, if you and this person don't have kids together, if y'all aren't married, there is no real incentive to stay with that person. If they're cheating. If that's an agreement y'all have, no cheating, and they cheat. Not that you assume they cheat, because we've all been accused of cheating probably at some point, but that you have clear-cut evidence that they have cheated, they have stepped out. You leave. There's nothing to talk about. Nothing else to talk about. So on my 21st birthday, I woke up to a "I'm sorry I cheated on you" text. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And I knew not to tell my father or my sister, because they would have all scolded me for staying. But I did. And again, it was a lesson I had to learn. So if you heard this story and it reminds you of anything you've been through, make sure you post them down below. I want to read them, and I'll respond to as many of them as possible. But make sure you post a comment down below and chime in on your story, because we've probably all been victims of it. This is not a foreign concept. A lot of us go through this type of stuff. So, but again, thank you guys for tuning in to my little story, my 21st birthday nightmare, and be ready, because next week I got another one for you. Y'all stay tuned. Thank you guys again. Have an awesome day.